What's up guys, VitalSyntax here, and today we're taking a look at the Typhoon submachine gun for Crysis 3. This is sometimes misperceived as a light machine gun because of its 500 round magazine, which is typically something you just see in a large machine gun or a minigun or something along those lines. But it is a submachine gun in the game as it's suited for close range engagements, and although you do have a 500 round magazine, you're going to burn through it very quickly. This is somewhat of an evolution of the FN-P90, which is a submachine gun or personal defense weapon that's, current generation. If you just skip forward a couple decades into the era of Crysis 3, this is kind of the evolution of that weapon. When you spawn in with the Typhoon, you're going to have a 500 round magazine loaded in and another 500 round magazine sitting in your inventory. So a total of 1,000 rounds, although this thing is going to burn through ammo incredibly quickly, and I find that this gun, more than any other gun in the game, is a weapon that I run out of ammo with very quickly. And we'll talk about the nanosuit modules that might help to compensate for that. But first I want to go over some of the attachments that I would recommend with this weapon. There's not a huge selection for this weapon, and I'll talk about the secondary weapon that you might want to try out. You'll notice that also when you walk over enemy players or teammates that have been using the Typhoon, you don't pick up more ammo for it like you do with a lot of other weapons, and you also can't just swap it out for another person's Typhoon. You'll have to find another weapon that is a different type of weapon, swap out your Typhoon for that, and then swap out the different type of weapon that you picked up for the Typhoon that somebody else dropped. So it's kind of a really annoying weapon to get more ammo with. Really the only way you're going to get more ammo while using this gun is to get a maximum nanosuit, which does refill your ammo, and keep in mind you don't have to reload it. Once you call in that max nanosuit, it automatically reloads your magazine for you. So the foregrip is basically the only attachment that I think is a must for this weapon, and even then you could probably get away if you want to just use the shotgun attachment, which is the default attachment. I just find that using the shotgun isn't really all that helpful. If you're going to be shooting in close range engagements, the Typhoon itself is probably a better weapon. Although if you do run out of ammo, that shotgun could kind of be a backup weapon instead of using your secondary weapon, which I would recommend using a more long range oriented secondary like the Majestic 6. That way you kind of have best of both worlds. You have a gun that can shoot in really close range engagements, like Typhoon, and a weapon that can somewhat stand up in medium or long range engagements like the Majestic 6. I think there's 5 nanosuit modules that fit really well with this weapon. I'll leave it up to you guys to choose what combination you go with. There's really no best option, but these are the ones that I think are suited more towards close range engagements with this weapon. So the first one is Weapons Pro, because you're going to find yourself reloading quite often, and that's going to increase your reload speed. Second one is Maneuverability. I think for any close range engagements, it's always nice to have maneuverability. That way you can get out of a situation if it's in long range, and you can flank behind enemies to get into close range. Next one is Armor Transfer, which is a great option for close range engagements. That means that if it's fully upgraded, every time you kill another player, you're going to get an extra 30% boost to your nanosuit if you are low on armor or stealth, whatever type of energy you're using. Next one is Expanded Arsenal. This is actually one that I don't see a lot of people using, and one that I hope to level up myself and unlock. Is that by default it's going to give you 2 primary weapons, so you could throw on maybe a better long range weapon like one of the sniper rifles or light machine guns or assault rifles that's better suited for long range. You could switch to this whenever you're in close range engagements, but on top of that it also gives you more ammo once it's upgraded for your primary weapons, as well as more grenades or rocket launchers, whatever type of equipment you're using. And then the last one is Point Fire Enhance. This is obviously great for any close range engagement. It's going to increase your hip fire accuracy. This thing already is a hip fire demon just because of how many bullets it's going to send down range. Up close, you're just going to kill people almost instantly. With the most recent patch for Crysis 3, they've nerfed the medium and long range stopping power or damage output for this weapon, just proving how it's meant for close range engagements. And honestly, it's one of the best close range weapons in the game. Between this, I think the Jackal and the Marshall, although with the Marshall you actually do have to aim a bit to hit your targets. It's a pump action shotgun, whereas with the Typhoon it's just kind of a spray and pray situation. I guess the same is true for the Jackal, but this thing just seems to kill anybody within like 10 feet instantly. And honestly, if you're going to try and use a run and gun type of close range engagement on a smaller map, this is a really good option to use. With practically the highest fire rate and damage output up close that I've ever seen in a weapon for basically any game, the Typhoon's a great option for close range combat. I strongly recommend checking it out if you haven't already. But if you enjoyed the video, feel free to give me a like or a favorite. Let me know in the comments down below which weapon or kit you'd like to see me go over next. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.